Today's conversation is going to be something I've been kind of dancing around a bit, and it really covers a concept that I've struggled with a lot, and that's compact versus portable. What I mean by that is portable is ease of movement, ease of setup, ease of breakdown. Compact is everything being one unit, and they aren't always they don't always live in the same camp as each other. And I'll kind of explain what I mean right here. For for the band, we have synth. He takes care of all of his own gear. Drummer takes care of all of his own gear. And then I do guitar and vocals. In our band, we also have an in-ear monitor setup. That in-ear monitor setup requires a mixer that takes all the levels of everything and sends it out to us. And it also requires a splitter, which is down here, that takes in all the signals we have from the stage, puts them in, gives one end out to the mixer and the other end out to the sound guys so that they can put in wherever they need. And so compact, this is great because this rack right here, I have the entire in-ear monitor setup, drawers for a bunch of our stuff, and my entire guitar amp is in there as well. The amp I'm running right now is rack mounted. It is not portable because it is heavy as fuck. I can barely lift it. Like I have to struggle. I'm not a small guy. I'm 6'4", 270, and part of my job is I do a decent amount of moving stuff around, some heavy lifting. I can pick it up. It is a pain in the ass. I have to struggle. It's heavy. It's also kind of awkward to pick up where they put the handles at. It's not easy for you to kind of bear hug and pick it up. It's you get handles right here, and it's hard to do. And so loading this thing just into my car is a struggle. At the venue, it's not as bad because I might have somebody there. I've got to get this thing in and out of my car home when I go to pack it back up and go out to the show. So that leaves me with an issue. Do I want to have the all-in-one unit, which is wired up internally, which is literally plug and play? I don't have to do anything inside here. Everything that has to do with this is outside. Like, I'll give you an idea. This right here, this is signals coming from, those are drum mics. That's the stuff for guitar and vocals. Synths come in the bottom here. This is all the stuff from the splitter. All the guitar stuff is wired internally. Like, that thing is ready to go. And at the first show, it did great. I literally rolled it up, turned the power on, plugged the stuff in, we're good to go. But if I can't pick it up and it's a pain in the ass to move, that means it's not really doing what I want it to do. So I think what's going to happen is this is going to get split into two smaller racks that can be picked up and moved pretty easily, that can be shuffled around. It's going to require a little more wiring back and forth between the two racks, but I will streamline that as best as possible. I might make some videos showing what that looks like. But the bigger thing for me is that it's not going to be a pain in the ass to pick up and move. The next venue we're playing has an outdoor stage that I do not know what it's going to look like getting my gear to the stage area. I do not know what it's going to look like trying to get it up. I don't know what kind of help I'm going to have, especially because I don't want to grab the other two guys in the band because they have their own gear to move. Like, the drummer has an entire drum set. The synth player has 3 synths. 2 of them are pretty big. One's heavy, one's just big. And then he has his stands, and they have their own stuff to be doing too. So I have to be able to reliably do this stuff on my own, which means all this work I put into getting this set up got to come down. And I think that's kind of the bigger thing to talk about, is that if you're somebody like me who's chasing efficiency, who is chasing, finding the perfect rig where you have to do as little as possible, um, you're gonna go through a lot of this trial and error phase because an earlier version of what we had before I had the in-ear monitor set up, I had the you know the guitar amp was one rack and then support stuff was another rack. Um, at the time we weren't playing shows, so it wasn't as big of a deal. And so in trying to chase this, going cool, like this is great, and this could be wheeled around everywhere. It has good strong wheels on it, and literally pop the lids off and I'm done. But if you can't pick it up, then you're still losing that battle. And so it's gonna get broken down. I'm sure it's not gonna be the last revision I make, especially because I am looking at a new guitar amp, which is gonna complicate things even further because it's gonna make some things easier, other things harder. Nature of the beast. And so expect to see some more videos of what this looks like and all the work I had to put into breaking this down and setting this up. I'm not mad about it though. I'm really not. Um, because this is honestly this is one of the fun things for me. I like putting the work into doing these changes. I like putting the work into figuring out what's the most efficient way I can do things. And so my advice to other bands, especially guys who maybe are starting to build their gear and get ready for a stage, is it's okay to do some experimentation, budget permitting, obviously. I have enough income that I can go out and I can buy a bunch of racks and do stupid shit. But it's okay to experiment and it's okay to be wrong. It's perfectly okay to be wrong. I did not foresee how much of a pain in the ass thing is going to be to lift up. It didn't even cross my mind when I built it. I didn't think about how it was going to go. I just went, oh, everything's here, everything's wired. And that's fine. It's totally fine. Because tomorrow's a new day, and we keep coming up with more ideas. One day, I may have the perfect setup that ticks every single box. It will not be this day.